What's up, bodyweight warriors, and welcome back to another video. Today I want to chat to you about foam rollers, why I don't necessarily use them, but that may not mean that you don't want to use them. Either way, we're going to take a look into the current literature around it, my own personal opinion, and then potentially some options for you if foam rolling, that sort of thing, is really your jam. Now, this is one of the questions I actually get asked quite a lot on this channel, and I think people are surprised that I haven't really covered it in basically any videos beforehand. And that's because I think basically from the days of, Kelly Starrett becoming a supple leopard, all of that sort of stuff, foam rolling, self-myofascial work, and flexibility have kind of been linked together. I've certainly done my fair share of foam rolling, self-myofascial work over the years, but it's kind of gradually just left my practice and it's not really something I do anymore. So take a look as to perhaps why. This video is mainly going to be aimed at the flexibility side of things, but also we're going to take a look obviously at the performance because a lot of the literature also covers that. So the big question really, does literature support the use of foam rollers for performance, recovery, flexibility? Well, the answer is kind of, sort of, but it's pretty underwhelming. Today I'm going to be referencing a meta-analysis from 2019 by Weewer et al., or at least I think that's how it's pronounced, looking at basically 21 different studies that contribute to all of these factors with foam rolling. Now, the meta-analysis is a pretty high form of evidence. The paper is split up into pre-exercise and post-exercise, so that's kind of how I'm going to be addressing things in this video. If you want to read the full article, I'm pretty sure it is available for free, so I'll link it down below if you want to browse through and look for yourself. First of all, pre-exercise. So this would be the use of a foam roller as part of a warm-up. So briefly, for the performance side of things, yes, there was some minor increase in performance. And when I'm saying minor, I think it was 0.3 to 0.8% increase in performance. So this isn't gonna have a massive impact on you unless maybe you're a massively elite level athlete where those fraction of percentage make all the difference. But really, I don't think many people are using foam rolling as a warm-up as a way of increasing performance. It doesn't, to me, logically make that much sense. But in terms of flexibility, 62% of the participants in this study found some benefit when it comes to using a foam roller pre-exercise for flexibility. Whilst the different studies in this meta-analysis gave different reasons as to why this could be, it is often thought that foam rolling is beneficial because it is gonna in some way work out the knots or the trigger points or etc. in the fascia in the muscle, and you're breaking it down. Whereas actually, in reality, this isn't necessarily true. The amount of pressure that you need to impart onto fascia to actually change its structure and deform it is massively, massively more than what you're gonna do by using a foam roller, or even something like a cross ball, by just doing some self-myofascial work. Instead, a lot of the benefit of foam rolling actually comes from our perception of pain. Foam rolling causes pain, which feels like, it's doing something to our body, and it is. It's mainly inhibiting or minimizing that pain sensation, which therefore does increase our stretch tolerance. Essentially, foam rolling hurts, so it makes things that are also hurt less. Because these effects are mainly neurological in nature, they don't last that long, between 20 and 30 minutes usually. This is why in the days of Kelly Starrett, or just generally, you see people smashing their piriformis at the beginning of every single session, but actually in reality, they don't make any long-term progress with flexibility. They're constantly reliant on this short-term measure to try and get those gains in flexibility that then just don't last. Some may say that this is better than stretching as a way to warm up for your session, increase range of motion for your session, because stretching has a negative impact on performance. And well, this kind of necessarily isn't correct. Yes, long static stretching can have a negative impact on performance, but we're talking about holds that we're going to be doing for maybe 60 or more seconds. You've got to hold that stretch at a pretty high intensity to see a negative impact on performance, around 5% or so. Actually, in reality, if we look at the literature on this, we'll see that if we're holding a moderate intensity stretch for less than about 30 seconds, we're gonna see maybe a 1% reduction in performance. And even that, again, because it's neurological, only lasts about 10 minutes and then it's kind of back to normal. So unless you're stretching immediately before you're about to do some exercise, it's probably not gonna affect you that much. What about post-exercise? Well, a lot of people will tote that perhaps foam rolling increases our recovery capacity and makes this recover quicker. And I kind of covered a similar sort of theory in my video about whether stretching should make you sore or if stretching can decrease soreness. Ultimately, you're not really going to be able to reverse the effects from the session that you've had. Although that being said, there were some cases in which people saw a gain in performance-based measures when using foam rolling. In fact, 66% of participants noticed a reduction in muscle pain if using foam rolling after exercise. Much the same as the reason that foam rolling increases flexibility, this increase in perceived level of muscle soreness will be down again to that pain perception. Because we do foam rolling, it hurts. It makes things that hurt seem like they hurt less. Simple. This reduction in the sensation of muscle soreness has been shown to help improve performance. So you could argue that foam rolling aids recovery, but as the authors of this paper suggested, it's as much a placebo through that pain tolerance as it is from creating actual physical benefits of recovery. So yes, there is some minor improvements, 1 to 3% in most cases when it comes to pre-exercise for performance, for flexibility, and then post-exercise for recovery or reduction in muscle soreness. And this is kind of why I don't personally use foam rolling. I think for the time invested, the benefit isn't massive. If I had 10 minutes to spend at the beginning or the end of a session, I would much rather spend that time actually doing some proper flexibility training, some proper stretching, because that's going to cause some long-term, actual lasting progress, as opposed to doing some foam rolling, which is just going to create some short-term temporary changes. So lastly, let me bring some balance here, because I think at the moment it's probably been a little bit overly negative. What are some instances in which foam rolling self-myofascial work might actually be useful or might be worthwhile? Well, first up, do you enjoy it? If you enjoy foam rolling, then who the hell is to tell you that you shouldn't do it? You enjoy it, why not? Science is great, obviously, it gives us a lot of answers, but if anecdotally you feel some benefit from foam rolling, and as we've discussed in this video, there isn't really any negatives associated with that, then why the hell wouldn't you do it? On occasions, I might feel that I've got some tightness or some soreness in my traps, and you know what? I grab a lacrosse ball, I sit on it, and I move around, and I feel better afterwards. I know that there isn't actually any real physiological change that I'm doing by doing that. I know that it's just temporarily increasing that pain tolerance, but it feels good, so I'll do it. But I think it's worth understanding what the work is actually doing as opposed to some of the claimed benefits out there. Second, the evidence seems to support the use of foam rolling as a warm-up. Doesn't seem to be any negative effects there. There only seems to be positive effects to that, although they are absolutely minor, but at the end of the day, you've got to warm up somehow. If you like to warm up rolling around on a foam roller for 10 minutes, then fair enough, just do that. At the end of the day, when you're doing foam rolling, you're probably gonna be holding a plank for a few minutes or a period of time. It's like a nice low intensity movement to get some blood flowing and get some movement going. So that's it, foam rolling. Doesn't really do much, but if you enjoy it, why not do it? That's basically it. That's gonna summarize today's video. However, this is just my opinion. As I said, I would love to hear your opinion on this as well. Do you use foam rolling? Is it something you use as a warm-up? Do you use it as a cool down? Is it something that you like doing? How exactly do you do it? Let me know in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this video, if you found it helpful, then please hit that thumbs up button and support the channel. If you don't want to miss any more future videos, you can always hit that subscribe button as well. Join the Bodyweight Warrior tribe. But that's basically been it for this week, guys. I'll catch you in the next episode. Have a strong week and peace.